Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Emery, and we're going to be reading together today. We're starting our brand new unit today titled Meeting Characters and Learning Lessons, and we're going to be going on a special type of adventure, okay? So readers go on adventures every time they read a book. Every time you open a fiction book, you'll meet a character who is going places and doing things, and you'll get to go too, right? So today, I want to teach you that it's important to get ready for your reading adventures. In order to do that, readers take a sneak peek to find out where they'll go and what they'll do, right? So we need to take a sneak peek when we pick out a book. We need to look at the cover, we need to look at the blurb, we need to look at the table of contents, and we're going to learn so much information before we even open our book, okay? So when we take a sneak peek, we have to look at the front and back covers and ask ourselves these two questions. Where are the characters going and what are they doing, right? So here is a cover of the book that we're going to be reading together over the next few days, and it's titled Iris and Walter and the Field Trip. And just by looking at this cover, I'm already learning so much information. I'm learning that Iris and Walter, these are the two characters, right? And where are they going? They're going on a field trip. And if I look at this picture very closely, I can figure out where they are going, right? So I see all these fish, right? And I'm thinking, like, where can you go and see all these fish? You can go to the aquarium, right? They might be going to the aquarium. Now I want to look at the back, and the back of the book usually has a blurb, and a blurb is a little bit more information about the story, okay? So let's read the blurb together. Iris and Walter are so excited for their class trip to the aquarium, right? So now we know they definitely going to the aquarium. They get to see sharks, penguins, and even an octopus. They are having a wonderful time until someone gets lost. It's a good thing Iris is around to help. So now we know they're going to the aquarium. They see all these different animals, but somebody gets lost, right? So we're already thinking, who's getting lost? What's going to happen in this story, right? So let's turn, and it's important that when we take a sneak peek, we also have to look at the pictures and the table of contents, right? So that's usually the first page in the story. It tells us the different chapters that are in this book, right? And let's think about what can we learn from looking at the table of contents, okay? So we have Chapter 1, the aquarium. Chapter 2, the bus ride. Chapter 3, where's Walter? And Chapter 4, the rescue, right? Now you're already thinking, I think Walter might be getting lost in this story, right? And maybe Iris has to find him in the aquarium, because in Chapter 3 it says, where's Walter, right? So we're thinking maybe Walter might be the one who gets lost, okay? So let's talk about what we have learned so far just by taking a sneak peek. We didn't even read the story yet, okay? So far, we know Iris and Walter are the characters. They go on an adventure to the aquarium. Walter gets lost in the aquarium and Iris will help find him, right? So we already know all of this information and we didn't even start reading yet. That's why it's so important that we take a sneak peek on our reading adventures, okay? So today, your activity is to choose a fiction book to read, any fiction book, okay? Before reading your book, take a sneak peek, okay? So before we even open our books and start reading, we're going to look at the cover, we're going to look at the back of the book, if there's a blurb, right? And we're going to read the table of contents. Also, look at the pictures in your book and think about what information you are learning before you've started reading. Once you finish taking a sneak peek, write down something you learned from your sneak peek. And you're going to post what you learned on Class Dojo, okay? So I already showed you an example here. This is what I learned from taking a sneak peek of the Iris and Walter, right? Iris and Walter are the characters, and they go to the aquarium on a field trip, right? Those are some information that I've learned already, okay? So now your job is to take a different book and write what you learned from your sneak peek, okay? Have fun reading.